Okay, next we have another theorem here. We have the binomial theorem. So for this theorem, it refers to the art term of the binomial expansion a plus b raised to an exponent n. So sabi dito, pwede mo daw makalculate yung term na yon using this equation. So meron tayong tatlo dito, no? Pero pare-parehas lang naman yan, magkakaibang expression lang. So dito we have n combination r minus 1. If you're familiar with permutation and combination. So etong first term natin, this one, yan ay parang n combination r dun sa topic na permutations and combinations. So eto kasi kapag i-express natin to in terms of factorial, this is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial r factorial. So yan yung equivalent niya. So ang nangyari dito, etong nasa right na subscript, isusubtract mo mula dun sa left na subscript. So ito yung term na ito. And then etong r prime, r factorial na yan, din is factorial din yung nasa kanan na subscript. So dito ang mangyari kasi, instead of r lang yung nandito, r minus 1. So if we have to perform or expand yung ating n combination r minus 1, ito ang magiging itsura niya. Ang pinanggalingan lang din niya is, using this pattern lang din. Ito kasi, although merong discrepancy dun sa sign, no? Pag n combination r minus 1 kasi ang gamit natin, so sabi natin, ito isusubtract mo mula dyan. So technically, we have n minus r minus 1. So performing this, n minus r. So minus negative 1 magiging positive 1. So yun yung naka-factorial dito sa denominator niya na isa. And then syempre, eto si r minus 1, yun yung nasa right side or nasa right na subscript. So sa expression na yan, basically, kung ano yung etong naka-factorial na ito, yun din yung exponent nung first term natin. So take note, a and b are the first and second term respectively. And then si r minus 1, yun naman yung exponent ni second term. And for this one, so n factorial over p factorial, q factorial, nirepresent lang natin si n minus r plus 1 as p, and then si r minus 1 as q. So eto useful to para dun sa susunod nating topic which is the multinomial kasi ganito yung form na susundin natin doon. Pero ulitin lang natin, etong una, ito yung original, madalas talagang ginagamit. Pero etong dalawa naman ay other forms lang ng ating unang formula. So, pare-parehas lang ito, no? Huwag po kayong ma-confuse. So for the example, say, what is the coefficient of the fifth term of the expansion quantity x squared y squared minus 5z raised to 10? So this is still binomial expansion, no? So binomial theorem, ibig sabihin dalawang term yung ating pina-expand. So paano ba gamitin to? So, ginagamit si binomial theorem if ang hinahanap lang doon sa ating expansion ay isang specific term. For example, di ba, let's say x plus 1 squared. Kapag in-expand natin to, this is x squared plus 2x plus 1. So, yan yung complete expansion niya. Pero kapag tinatanong, ano yung second term? O di yun yung 2x natin. Pero, pagdating sa mga matataas na exponent na expansion, syempre, mahirap gawin yung complete expansion niya. So, doon papasok yung paggamit ni binomial theorem. Kasi binomial theorem is theorem na ginagamit para mahanap ang isang specific term out of the complete expansion. For example, in this problem, raised to 10 ang kanyang exponent. Pag in-expand natin to, we know that merong 11 terms dun sa ating complete expansion. So, kung hinahanap lang ay isang term, specifically the fifth term, we can use the binomial theorem. So, dito, if we define what are the letters na kailangan natin, notations, parameters sa ating formula, etong x squared, y squared, ito yung ating first term which is the a. Si negative 5z, ito yung ating b. So take note dun sa ating expansion kasi based sa formula, a plus b raised to n. So whatever the value of b, so positive or negative, so plus pa rin kasi yung nasa general notation natin. Pag may minus 2, di lagay nyo lang, value of b is negative. So to be exact, sabihin na lang natin dito, a B, kailangan natin si N, kailangan natin si R. So for A, this is x squared y squared. For B, that is negative 5z. Ang N na exponent natin ay 10 and then ang R. So R term, basically, fifth term ang hinahanap. So ang value ng R natin is 5. So applying the formula ng binomial theorem, so the fifth term is equal to N. Isulat ko na lang muna. Or dito na lang pala. Balik na lang natin. So, N, combination R minus 1. Oops, sobrang sa pintot. So, N, combination R minus 1. So, sabi natin ang N natin ay 10. So, 10 combination R minus 1. So, 5 minus 1. Multiplied by first term. Ang first term natin, A, x squared, y squared. I-erase natin ito ng N minus R plus 1. Multiplied by the second term, that's B, negative 5z. This is raised to 5 minus 1 naman. Then, just simplifying, this is 10 combination 4. Ito ay x squared, y squared raised to 10 minus 5 is 5 plus 1, 6. Then, negative 5z raised to 4. So, simplify lang natin to mga to. Then, applying laws of exponents. So first, 10 combination 4, if you're having a hard time finding nasan si combination kay calcu, yan ay kay shift divide po. So check nyo na lang yung ating mga calculators. And then, kung wala naman sa calculator nyo talaga yung function na combination, so pwede nyo naman isulat si 10, dito na lang sa taas. 10 combination 4, so you can write this as 10 factorial over 10 minus 4 factorial over 4 factorial. So, pwede rin po siyang ganyan. Pero kung meron kayong calcu, pwede siyang irekta, 10 combination 4. So, just type 10, shift divide, type 4. Then, press equals, that is 210. Then, power rule na exponent, x squared, y squared raised to 6. So, ito ay magiging x raised to 12, y raised to 12. Then, ito naman, so power rule ulit. Distribute natin si 4 na exponent dun sa coefficient and variable. So, magiging ganyan siya. And another simplification, so 210 times negative 5 raised to 4. So, yung value ng negative 5 raised to 4, negative raised to an even exponent, magiging positive. So, this is positive 625. So, multiply nyo na lang 625 times 210, that is 131,250 x raised to 12, y raised to 12, z raised to 4. So, ito na yung ating fifth term. So, ito yung kumpleto na fifth term natin kapag in-expand mo yung binomial na ito. So, ganyan siya gamitin, kapag isang term lang doon sa ating expansion ng hinahanap. Pwede si binomial theorem. Next, problem 2. What are the variables in the seventh term of the expansion? So, syempre, raised to 11, medyo matrabaho na talaga. So, define lang natin ang ating first term, second term, and then R. So, dito sa solution na to, you don't need to write yung A, B, and R natin. So, kung gusto niyo siyang irekta sa ating formula, pwede naman. So, dito pinapakita lang natin para at least malaman natin at makabisado ano yung ibig sabihin ng bawat letra dun sa ating formula. So, ang ating A ay first term, 9x raised to 5. B is the second term, 7y raised to 3. Ang n natin ay yung exponent sa labas. Ang r natin ay kung ano yung tinatanong, seventh term. So, this is 7. So, tinatanong ay variables lang. By the way, dun sa ating previous kasi pala, what is the coefficient ang hinahanap? Technically, ang isasagot mo lang talaga ay ito, 131,250. Pero yung nahanap kasi natin kanina is yung kumpletong term, kumpletong fifth term. Pero if we have to answer, yung answer lang talaga natin ay 131,250 dapat. So, ito naman kabaliktaran, ang hinahanap ay yung variables. So you can, kunin na lang muna siguro natin yung buong 7th term and then from that, yung variables lang ang ating isulat. 7th term, this is equal to n combination r minus 1. So 7 minus 1 multiplied by the first term, 9x raised to 5 raised to n minus r plus 1 multiplied by the second term, 7y cubed raised to r minus 1. Simplifying, 11 combination 6, 9x raised to 5, 11 minus 7 is 4 plus 1, that is positive 5. Then 7y cubed raised to 6. Define natin. So 11 combination 6, pwede nyo ulit 11 factorial over 11 minus 6 factorial times 6 factorial. Pero ito, kung irerekta nyo sa calcu, yan ay 462 times applying product power rule, exponent. So 9 raised to 5, x raised to 5 raised to 5 times 7 raised to 6, y cube raised to 6. So dito, medyo malaki yung value ng constant ng coefficient niya, pero ang hinahanap lang naman kasi ay variables. Siguro kumpletuhin na lang natin. So 462 times 9 raised to 5 times 7 raised to 6. Double checking. 462, 9 raised to 5, 7 raised to 6. So 3.20953978 times 10 raised to 12 na siya. Pero dun sa variable niya, so x raised to 5, raised to 5 ulit. So take note, this is power rule. So hindi mo ipag-add, no? Gagawin natin, ipag-multiply ang kanyang variable. So this is x raised to 10. For dy naman, pinag-add ko. So multiply, sabi ko nga, that is 5 times 5, 25. And then ito naman, y cube raised to 6. So yan ay magiging y raised to 18. So ang answer natin ay x raised to 25, y raised to 18 kasi variable lang po ang hinahanap. That's our problem number 2. For the next part, we have the binomial theorem. So I think meron pa dapat isang example na lagpasan siguro. Let me just check. Okay, so kailangan kong i-insert ulit dahil na-delete siya. Ayan, problem 3. What is the constant term of the expansion x minus 2 over x raised to 4? So hinahanap naman ay si constant term. So when we say constant term, syempre yan ay yung walang kasamang variable. For example, we have x plus 1 cube. So this is x cubed plus 3x squared plus 3x plus 1. So yan yung ating complete expansion. So ang constant term na tinutukoy dito is ito, si 1. So wala siyang katabing variable. Commonly, dun sa ating mga binomials, kapag ang in-expand natin is x plus or minus a, ang constant term ay laging yung last term. Tulad dito, 3 ang exponent for lahat ng term. So yung fourth term matik ay constant term. Pero mayroong mga instances, depende dun sa ating binomial na in-expand. So merong mga pagkakataon na hindi yung last term ang ating constant term. So maybe, somewhere in the middle, so ito raised to 4. So dapat alam natin na 5 yung bilang ng terms kapag in-expand. So possible na yung second, third, or fourth term natin yun ang constant. Pero alam natin na si last term dapat hindi yun. Or sure tayo na hindi yun yung ating constant term. So, ang gagawin para mahanap yung pinaka-constant term neto, we have to get the value of r first. So, dito kasi, ang alam lang natin, first term, second term, and then n. So, diba? Para dun sa ating binomial theorem, kailangan mo din ng r doon. So, dito ang first term natin ay x. Ito ay negative 2 over x. And this one is 4. So, r is missing. So, para mahanap natin yan, kailangan nating maintindihan na pag sinabing constant term, diba, for example dito, 1. Kung maalala nyo dun sa expansion natin ni Pascal's triangle, kumbaga, di ba, meron tayong coefficient ng 1, 3, 3, 1. Pero yung 1 na to, nakamultiply pa yan ng first term raised to 0 times 1 raised to 3. So, parang ganyan yung kompleto niya, no? So, mayroon siyang katabing x raised to 0. So, when we say constant term, ito yung value ng constant tapos ang katabi niya, x raised to 0. Ngayon, kung hinahanap natin yung buong constant term sana, assuming na alam natin yung value ng r, so pwede natin i-apply yung binomial theorem using n combination r minus 1. So, lagyan muna natin ang value n combination r minus 1. First term natin na x raised to n minus r plus 1 quantity negative 2 over x raised to r minus 1. So dito, it would help na sinulat natin sa x raised to 0 times some value of coefficient. So itong buong ito, yan yung ating constant term. So sinulat natin sa ganyang form since sabi nga natin dapat x raised to 0 or 0 yung exponent ng lahat ng x para masabi natin constant siya, di ba? So if we will look at the formula, so si 4 combination r minus 1 na part, so kung si r ay whole number, na it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so etong buong value ng combination na to ay constant or basically coefficient siya. Ang panggagalingan lang ng x raised to 0, syempre lahat ng part nung sa ating expansion na merong x din. So for example, dito, x raised to 4 minus r plus 1. So pwede natin siyang i-simplify as x raised to 5 minus r. And then from this one, negative 2 over x raised to r minus 1 naman siya. So using ko lang ito. So pag pinag-multiply mo lahat ng x dito sa right side ng ating equation, dapat ang exponent niya ay 0 din para mahanap natin yung value ng coefficient na to. Ngayon, meron pa tayong sisingit na isa. Ito kasi si negative 2 over x. So gamit si negative exponent rule. So pag may nakita kayong 1 over x, pwede rin 1 over x squared. So kung i-rewrite kasi natin to, this is also equivalent to x raised to negative 1 and this one x raised to negative 2. Para lang mabilis matandaan, pag may nakita kayong negative na exponent, ang ibig sabihin nun, pwede nyo isipin na nasa maling lugar lang siya. Nasa maling lugar in a sense na imbes na nasa denominator, dapat nasa numerator. Vice versa. For example, x raised to negative 3. So, negative exponent. So, di ba meron tong imaginary na 1 supposed to be for its denominator. So, negative 3 yung kanyang exponent para mawala yung negative. So, imbes na nasa numerator, ilagay mo siya sa denominator. So, technically, i-reciprocal lang natin sila. So, dito, rewrite natin ito. So, 4 combination r minus 1 quantity x raised to. Pagsama na natin si 4 and 1, magiging 5 minus r. And then, ito, so negative 2 over x. So, yung 1 over x, pwede natin siyang isulat. So, base dito, pwede natin siyang isulat as x raised to negative 1. Then, ito ay naka-raise pa rin kay r minus 1. So, ito product rule pa rin. So, pwede nating ilabas yung value ng negative 1 tapos multiply dun sa r minus 1. So, ito equal pa rin to kay, ito yung coefficient x raised to 0. Now, at this point, no, is ang tinitignan kasi natin x raised to 0. So, we're only focus muna dun kay variable x. So, tignan natin, so saan ba yung merong x? So, ito si first term and then second term. So, kapag pinag-multiply mo daw lahat ng x na nandito, dapat ang exponent din nila ay 0 since ito ay equal itong buong ito. So, pwede nating, so, set aside lang muna yung mga coefficient. So, 4 combination r minus 1, coefficient yan. Negative 2, coefficient yan. So, doon lang muna tayo tumingin kay x raised to 0 equal to, so, ito ay x raised to 5 minus r, while this one, hayaan nyo muna si negative 2. Ang tingnan lang natin si negative 1 raised to r minus 1. So, simplify natin ito. So, ay x raised to 5 minus r. So, negative 1 times r minus 1, product rule, multiply ang exponent. Ito ay magiging x raised to negative r plus 1. So, product rule na exponent, so merong parehas na base. So, pwede mong ipag-add. Sorry, this is 5 minus r. Ha? So, same base, pwedeng ipag-add kapag multiply. Pag-add yung kanilang mga exponents. So, basically, this is x raised to 0 equal to x raised to 5 minus r. Naka-multiply. So, plus mo dapat siya. So, plus negative r. So, plus negative r magiging parang minus r lang din. Then, plus 1. Simplifying again, x raised to 0 is equal to x raised to 5 minus 2r plus 1. Or lagay lang natin dito, instead of is 5, kasama na natin. So, pinagsama natin si 5 dito sa unahan, tapos si 1 sa dulo. So, 6 minus 2r. And as you can see, x ang base dito sa left side ng equation, 0 ang exponent. So, dito naman sa right side, x ang base, 6 minus 2r ang exponent. If we say na itong dalawang ito ay equal lang din, we can also say na dapat yung kanilang exponent ay 0 since parehas naman sila ng base. Therefore, 0 is equal to 6 minus 2r. And from here, lipat natin si 2r sa kabila, magiging positive. So, 2r is equal to 6. Then, divide 2 both sides. So, r is equal to 3. Pero hindi pa ito yung sagot natin. No? Hinanap lang natin yung value ng r kasi kailangan natin siya para mahanap yung term. Ang ibig sabihin yan, yung ating constant term ay yung third term pala. So, third term dun sa expansion na yan. We have space to solve it. Hindi natin ako nakapaglagay. Dugtong na lang natin dito. So, since meron tayong value ng r, saan ba tayo pwedeng mag-substitute? So, dito na lang. Next part. So, for the constant term, alam natin na siya ay third term na kasi nahanap natin yung r value na magre-result to x raised to 0 na exponent. So, ito ay, so, n na 4. So, 4 combination r minus 1. R natin is 3. So, r minus 1 is 2. Multiplied by x raised to n minus r plus 1 multiplied by negative 2 over x raised to r minus 1, or that is 3 minus 1. So, simplify lang natin. Ito na lang. 4 combination 2 ay equal to 6 multiplied by x raised to 4 minus 3 plus 1, 2. And then, natin nasulat, this is 3 minus 1. Ha? So, negative 2 over x. Negative 2 over x raised to 2. So, this one, ito, pwede nating applyan ng quotient power rule. Ibig sabihin, kapag meron kang a over b raised to m, this is equal to a raised to m over b raised to m. With that, 6 times x squared times negative 2 squared over x squared. As you can see, cancel ito, cancel yan. Negative 2 squared is positive 4 times 6. All in all, this is equal to 24. So that's our sample problems in binomial theorem. Next, we have yung kapatid niya, multinomial theorem. So dito, pag sinabi yung multinomial, ito syempre possible 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on yung bilang ng terms dun sa ating ini-expand. So yun yung A plus B plus C plus D dito. Ang R term naman dyan, so following the third expression ng ating binomial theorem, di ba? Ang nandun kasi n over p factorial, q factorial. Pero dito, possible maragdagan depende dun sa ilang terms ang binigay dun sa ating multinomial na ini-expand. And then we forgot to mention, dito, yung ating n dapat equal siya dun sa summation ng p plus q plus r plus s plus or kung ilan pa yung present na variables natin na terms dun sa ating expansion. Ito, applicable din to kay binomial, no? So, kay binomial kasi P and Q lang. So, dapat yung N doon ay summation naman ng P at Q. So, I hope nasundan. So, dito, you have a problem. Find the coefficient of x squared y raised to 4 of the expansion quantity 1 plus x plus y squared raised to 7. So, hinahanap si coefficient. Hindi pa natin alam ano yung coefficient na yun. So, basta, ang sure lang tayo kapag in-expand mo ito, merong isang term doon na ganito yung itsura ng kanyang variable. So, using the formula ni multinomial, so yung ating R term equal siya kay n factorial. Ang n naman natin ay 7. Divided by, so meron tayong tatlong term. So, tatlo din yung letters natin. So, p factorial, q factorial, r factorial. And then, ito yung multiply natin ng first term. So, first term natin ay 1 raised to p. Second term natin, x raised to q. Third term natin, y squared raised to r. So, dito, wala pa tayong masosolve kasi wala pa yung value ng PQR. Pero take note, yung PQR na yan ay mga numbers. Kapag numbers yan, so pwede natin ma-isolate later rin yung ating mga variables. But take note, sabi natin, si n dapat yan ay equal to the summation ng ating mga naka-factorial. So, apply natin dun sa ating expansion, yung specific term na hinahanap. Let's say, merong variable, tapos merong x squared, y squared na, or merong blank na x coefficient, merong x squared y raised to 4 na exponent. So, ito equal to kay 7 factorial over p factorial, q factorial, r factorial times 1 raised to p, x raised to q, y squared raised to r. So, ang gagawin natin dito para mahanap yung value ng PQR, so pwede nating tignan, let's say, diba sabi, merong x squared dapat. Ibig sabihin, kung titignan natin si x dito sa ating expansion, so saan ba magagaling yung entry na x? So, dito naman kay second part lang, di ba, ang merong x. Therefore, if you isolate, so ang target natin mapalabas na x ay dapat x squared. So, equating yung nasa right side, so lahat dapat ng x ay naka-raised to kapag pinag-multiply sa isa't isa. So, ang merong x lang naman dito ay si second term, which is for this case, naka-raise siya kay q. So, parehas na base. Itong dalawang to ay equal daw. Therefore, we can say that yung ating q is equal to 2. So, yan na siya. Next naman, using the y. So, y raised to 4 is equal to, taba ang merong y dito. So, itong si third term lang naman. So, y squared na naka-raise kay r. So, y raised to 2r lang yan. And then from this, we can say that 4 is equal to 2r. 2r. Sorry, malaking r dapat. So 4 is equal to 2r. Therefore, dividing by 2, r is equal to 2. And then for p naman, so wala na kasi tayong ibang variables na pwedeng gamitin. So doon na lang tayo kay n is equal to p plus q plus r. So ang n natin ay 7. Dapat equal to kay p plus q. So yung q natin ay 2. Yung r natin ay 2 rin. So solving for p, so p is equal to 3. Pwede nating i-substitute yung value ng PQR natin. If we substitute that, so dapat blank x squared y raised to 4 something equal yan kay, so 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. So ito yung value ng PQNR na natin. Multiplied by 1 raised to p q na x raised to 2. And then si y. So y squared raised to r. So yung r natin ay 2. So mangyayari dito, ito ay, sige, lagyan na lang muna natin squared and then squared pa. Simplify natin. So 7 factorial over 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. By the way, dito na sa denominator, hindi pwedeng ganyan nyo lang siya i-type. So, either ilagay nyo sa parentheses or i-multiply nyo. Say, 3 factorial times 2 factorial times 2 factorial. Kapag rekta kasing ganito yung mismo nakasulat, so mag-error siya. So, dito, ito ay equal to 210. 1 raised to 3 ay 1 lang din. So, huwag na natin isulat. And for the variables, so x raised to 2, x squared. So, y squared raised to 2, so y raised to 4. As we can see, x squared y raised to 4, di ba yan yung pinapahanapan ng coefficient? Ibig sabihin, nahanap natin yung kanyang coefficient. So, therefore, ang answer natin dito sa problem ito ay 210. So, yan yung ating sample problem 1. Okay, next, we have another example for multinomial. So, coefficient naman daw ng x raised to 11, y raised to 4, z squared dun sa expansion na ito. So, sa expansion natin, meron tayong tatlong term ulit. So, ito si A, B, N, C. Ito si exponent na N. Sulat ko na lang. Ito si A, ito si B, ito si C, and then ito si N. So, hinahanap ano daw yung katabing coefficient kapag nakikita nyo yan dun sa ating expansion. So, blank, x raised to 11, y raised to 4, z squared equal ito kay. So, formula ng ating multinomial theorem, so n factorial, ang ating n ay 6. So, 6 factorial divided by, so, tatlo. So, trinomial siya. So, lagay natin dito, p factorial, q factorial, r factorial. So, tatlo din. Multiplied by first term. First term natin ay 2x cubed. Erase mo to ng p. Second, negative 3xy squared raised to q. And then z squared raised to r. So, yan yung ating formula for the multinomial expansion. So, ang gawin na lang natin, hanapin natin si p, q, and r. And to do that, so pwede nyo ulit i-isolate si x, y, and z. Kung ang target mapalabas, x raised to 11, so lahat din dapat ng x dun sa right side natin ay equivalent to 11 ang kanilang exponent. So, dito, si first and second term ay parehas na merong x. So, huwag nyo munang pansinin yung mga katabing coefficient or ibang variable, no? So, ang tignan lang po natin ay si x. So, dito kay first term, that is x cube na i-raise mo pa ng p. Pwede nating sabihin dito, x cube raised to p. For the second term naman, that is x lang naman. So, wala naman siya ibang exponent na naka-raise to q. Basically, x raised to q. So, eto, meron tayong same na base x. So, pwede natin itong i-rewrite ngayon as x raised to 3p times x raised to q. So, same base, pwede nating ipag-add yung kanilang exponent. So, 3p plus q. Malaking q. So, kung si x raised to 11 equal siya kay 3p plus q, edi pwede natin ding i-equate yung kanilang exponent. So, dapat si 11 equal siya kay 3p plus q. However, wala pa tayong way para mahanap yung ilan dito. So, pwede nating magpatuloy muna sa ating solution. Doon naman tayo kay y. So, si y, possible lang magkaroon ng variable y dito kay second term. So, y squared na naka-raise to q. So, y raised to 2q. So, equating the exponent, kasi parehas naman ng variable, so 4 is equal to 2q. So, we can get the value of q as equal to 2. So, meron ka ng q, pwede kang bumalik dito, substitute mo yung value ng q dyan. So, substitute ko lang. 11 is equal to 3p plus q na 2. So, solving this, ito ay magiging 9 equal to 3p or p is equal to 3. Purahin ko lang ito. Usog ko na lang muna. Sabi natin, 4 is equal to 2q. Therefore, q is equal to 2. So, dito naman, so lipat natin, magiging 9 is equal to 3p. Therefore, p is equal to 3. So, divide lang natin 9 divided by 3. So, kompleto na yung ating mga hinahanap. So, p, q, and r. Or sorry, wala pa pala si r, no? Pero, sabi natin, si n dapat equal siya kay summation ni p plus q plus r. So, kung ang ating n ay 6, ang ating p ay 3, ang ating q ay 2. So, ano pa yung kailangan idagdag sa 5 para maging 6? We have r is equal to 1. And you can also get this, no, kapag ang inequate nyo naman ay si z. So, dun kasi kay z, di ba? Z squared siya sa left side. So, saan ba nagkakaroon ng z? Dito lang naman sa third term. So, z raised to 2r. So, equating its exponent, 2 is equals to 2r, thus r is equal to 1 pa rin naman. So, parehas. Now, balik tayo dun sa hinahanap, coefficient. So, since meron na tayong value ng p, q, and r, so substitute tayo dito ngayon. Mag-insert lang ako ng isang slide dahil wala nang pagsulatan. Okay. So, rewrite natin. So, blank x raised to 11, y raised to 4, z squared equal ito kay yung previous values natin. So, 6 factorial over 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial multiplied by, so 2x cube raised to 3 multiplied by negative 3xy squared raised to 2 and then z squared raised to 2. So, simplify natin. So, what is 6 factorial divided by 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial? So, huwag kakalimutan si parenthesis or si multiplication, ha? This is 30. 30 times, so 2 raised to 3, x raised to 3 cube times negative 3. So, meron tayong exponent na 2 dun sa labas. So, magiging raised to 2. Ito naman, x raised to 2. This one, y squared squared. And then, ay wait lang, iba pala yung nagamit natin. So, iba lang nasulat, no? So, yung value ng r natin is 1. So, 2 kasi yung naisulat ko dito. Sa next slide natin. So, palitan ko lang. So, this is 1 dapat. Or kahit huwag nyo na isulat kasi 1 lang naman. So, 2 kasi yung nagamit natin. So, for this one, 1 factorial lang din siya. So, kaya palitan natin. So, hindi siya 2 factorial. 1 factorial lang. Kaya dapat ito ay 60. So, I'm sorry. Kamali lang sa sulat. So, ito matitira z squared raised to 1. So, z squared. Simplify natin. So, 60 times 2 raised to 3 is 8. So, simplify ko na lang nga muna. So, 60 times 8 times, so x cube, na i-cube mo, magiging x raised to 9. Ito naman ay positive 9. And then, this is x squared. This one is y raised to 4. And last one is c squared. So, meron kang x raised to 9, x raised to 2. So, pwedeng pagsamahin, magiging 9 plus 2, x raised to 11. So, pero multiply muna natin yung mga coefficient niya. So, 60 times 8 times 9. So, this is 4, 3, 20. So, x raised to 9 raised to 2, maging raised to 11, y raised to 4, and c squared. So, ito yung complete na term, pero ang hinahanap coefficient lang. Therefore, our answer is 4, 3, 20. So, that's our multinomial theorem.